Hello, good morning. It's a pleasure to have you here, Roberto Rayo. My name is Jose Chavez, and welcome to our podcast.
Hello, my name is Alexis, and welcome, Robert, to our podcast. Today we will take about a serious topic about corruption in Mexico. But tell me, Robert, for you, what is the corruption?
Okay, today we will talk about corruption. We have all heard the word corruption, especially when we talk about politics, but what does it mean? The RAE defines corruption as a practice consisting of the use of the functions and means of those for the benefit, economic or otherwise, of its managers. While the Mexican research professor David Arellano Gould defines it as the abuse of the organization position to obtain benefits in a illegitimate way.
You are absolutely right, but do you think that corruption in Mexico is a relevant problem?
According to the National Quality and Government Impact Survey published in 2017, 56.7% of the population aged 18 years and over consider that corruption in Mexico is one of the most important problems faced by the federative entity where they reside, only behind insecurity and crime.
Exactly, but what do you think about Mexico being known as a corrupt country internationally?
In the ranking of the Corruption Perception Index of 2018, prepared by the NGO Transparency International, Mexico ranked 138 out of 118 countries. This study, which integrates 118 countries globally and has a score ranking from 0 to 100, where 0 is a lot of corruption and 100 is free of corruption. Mexico registered 28 qualification points, while Canada, Germany, and United Kingdom obtained 18 points.
I know, Roberto, I know, but since you know a lot about this subject, do you know how corruption is in the states of the Republic? Is indifferent or not? Tell me about that.
The three states where the most victims of corruption were reported in 2018 were, according to the ENCIG 2017, Mexico City with 21.1%, Quintana Roo with 17.6%, Morelos with 17.2%, while the states with the least reported victims were Guanajuato with 9%, Puebla with 9.6%, and Veracruz with 10.6%.
Roberto, do you think the Mexican government has a lot of complaints, or why don't they do anything about it?
Of the people who were victims of some act of corruption, only 17.4% reported, according to the ENCIG 2017.
Oh, Roberto, this is very interesting. And what could you tell me about the public servants?
In 2018, a total of 6,988 public servants were sanctioned in 27 federal entities for corruption, 70% of which were concentrated in 5 entities: Mexico City, Mexico, Chiapas, Oaxaca, and Sonora. 82.1% were for non-serious offenses and 12% for serious offenses. For every 100 complaints received by the state public administration in 2018, only 13 public servants were sanctioned. The same census also revealed.
Oh, there is a lot of corruption in Mexico. At the least, they managed to convict many corrupt.
In 2018, a total of 6,988 public servants were sanctioned in 27 federal entities for corruption, 70% of which were concentrated in 5 entities: Mexico City, Mexico, Chiapas, Oaxaca, and Sonora. 82.1% were for non-serious offenses and 12% for serious offenses. For every 100 complaints received by the state public administration in 2018, only 13 public servants were sanctioned. The same census also revealed.
Well, they need to sanction a little more. Tell me about the cost of the corruption in Mexico, please.
INEGI estimates that the cost as a result of corruption due to the vehicle procedures, public education, civil registration, or contact with public security authorities is 7,217 million pesos, equivalent to 0.4% of the GDP.
And tell me something about the new president. Has AMLO do something about the corruption? You know that AMLO is like the Jesus of the politic.
According to the Global Corruption Barometer 2019, 61% say that the government of Andrés Manuel López Obrador is acting well or very well, in contrast with 24% of those surveyed in 2017, who considered that Enrique Peña Nieto governments act well or very well against corruption.
Alright, something interesting fact that the people need to know about the corruption or something like that.
At the end of 2018, 32 entities had made the reform to local constitution and issued the state law of anti-corruption system. In addition, 31 entities had made the pertinent adjustment to the organic law of public administration, and in total, 20 entities has concluded the legislative harmonization.
Okay, thank you very much for your wisdom, Robert, and wait for us for the next podcast. And thank you for the best teacher in the planet, Teacher Yolanda. Bravo!